Yo, what is up, Sex Beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're doing my top 5 picks for the best wonder weapons to have on round 50. Now, this is my personal opinion and sort of goes with how I play zombies. You might have a completely different list, which is okay, so let's go ahead and get this shit started. Coming in number 5 is going to be the Wind Staff. Now, the Wind Staff is definitely a strong weapon. It's one of my personal favorite staves. The Wind Staff is awesome, but you're never going to be able to get a kill with it unless you charge it. If you just try to use it once just by shooting it, or if you try to knife, you're never going to be able to do anything on round 50, so you have to actually charge it. Now, the reason this is number 5 and it's not higher on the list is because 1, it holds one of the least amount of ammo compared to the rest of the stabs, and 2, it's not really a get out of a quick situation fast kind of weapon. So hypothetically, if you're about to get cornered, there's always getting ready to surround you, it's going to take you about 1 to 2 seconds to actually charge the staff, and then another second for you to shoot the staff and for its effect to actually activate. So you really kind of have to act quick if you're about ready to get trapped in a corner. This staff is mainly just for strategy, so if you're running a strategy and you actually know what you're doing, you actually have the zombies all hoarded up and going where you want them to, this is a perfect weapon. But say you're about to get cornered in an area, this staff may or may not be your lifesaver, really depending on how quick your reflexes are. So this weapon isn't really the best weapon to get out of a quick situation fast, and that's one thing I look for in a wonder weapon is it going to get me out of a quick situation if I'm not ready to get cornered or if I'm not ready to go down? Is this wonder weapon going to be able to save my life? And this wonder weapon may or may not, really just depends on how quick your reflexes are, so let's go ahead and get number 4. Alright, coming in number 4 is going to be the Wave Gun. Now, the Wave Gun's a very interesting weapon, and it's definitely one of my favorites. You can either go dual-wield pistols, or you can put it together to actually be the Wave Gun and shoot like that. If you're going dual-wield pistol styles, you get a lot of ammo, but you can only kill one zombie for each shot. It doesn't do what the Wonder Waff or the Lightning Staff does, to where it electrocutes one zombie and then goes to another. It just electrocutes one zombie, so it's basically one shot, one kill, or if you put the Wave Gun together, you can shoot it like that, which can kill an entire train of 24. Now, the reason this is number 4 and it's not higher on the list is because 1, when you actually shoot the wave gun, the zombies don't immediately disappear, and I've actually gone down by this a couple of times. So when you shoot the wave gun, the zombies don't immediately disappear, they sort of float up and then burst, and that sort of blocks your vision. You can't exactly see what's going on, and this weapon doesn't really have a wide range, so you have to actually be kind of accurate with this weapon, and there's a zombie to your left or to your right, you might not be able to see them when these zombies all sort of float up and burst, and that kind of gets confusing sometimes. Sometimes I've actually died from that, or I've used way more ammo than I should have. It's because I couldn't really see what was going on behind the zombies that were floating in the air, and there were still zombies coming at me, so sometimes it's hard to tell which zombies are dead and which ones are alive. And also, this weapon does not produce drops, so you're never going to get a max ammo, insta-kill, nuke. You're never going to get any of those from this weapon, no matter how you use it. This weapon will not produce drops. Similar with some other wonder weapons, this weapon just happens to never give you a drop, so when you get to high rounds, ammo can kind of be a big deal, and you have to find different ways to actually get max ammos. So let's go ahead and get number 3. Alright, and coming in number 3 is going to be the Paralyzer. Now, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Paralyzer, but I will admit it's one of the best weapons to have if you're going for high rounds. You literally can just sit in a corner and do nothing. As long as you have Vulture Aid, you're going to be fine. But that's one of the key things about this weapon is you're desperately going to need Vulture Aid, unless you want to run some other strategy, but the easiest and fastest way is to get Vulture Aid, camp in a corner, and you're going to be good. And the reason this isn't higher on the list is because 1, it's very easy to overheat. You actually have a limited amount of time you can use it before it actually does overheat. And 2, it doesn't kill the zombies right away. You have to actually hold the trigger down and use this weapon on a zombie for a short amount of time before that zombie will actually disappear. And that can kind of be a hassle, especially if you're about to get cornered and you're inside. You can't fly up in the air and get out of it. You have to actually try to fight your way through. So this weapon is a very good killing machine, but if you want to fight through a horde of zombies and push forward, you can't exactly do that with this weapon. This weapon wasn't really meant for pushing forward. It's mainly just meant for, sitting in a corner and literally camping. That's what this weapon was made for, and that's what it's best at, but it's still a very good weapon to have on round 50, so let's go ahead and get number 2. Alright, the number 1 and 2 place were very hard for me to decide, but I eventually did decide, and coming in number 2 is going to be the Ice Staff. Now, the reason this is number 2 is because it's a fantastic weapon. It holds the most ammo out of all the staffs. It's the strongest staff in my opinion. It's going to easily take you to 4 rounds. This is similar to the Paralyzer, to where you can literally just sit in a corner and camp your ass off all the way until round 50. I've done it before. It's very easy. Max ammos are pretty good to get with this weapon, and as long as you have a side weapon to take care of the Panzer, you're going to be good. It's a very strong weapon to have, and the range for actually when you charge it fully is pretty big, so no zombies are going to be coming near you. The only real problem I have with this weapon, similar to the Wind Staff, is it's not immediately going to work. So you have to actually charge the staff and then use it and then wait for that staff's ability to actually activate before it's going to start killing zombies. So if you're about ready to get cornered, you better have fast reflexes or this weapon's probably going to end up being the death of you. And another thing I really don't like is it doesn't immediately kill the zombies. It takes like a second or 2 for those zombies to actually freeze over and then actually die. So there's also that to watch out for. But other than that, it's a really good weapon to have. If you can train the zombies up properly and not really get into a hectic situation, this weapon is a perfect weapon to have. So let's go ahead and get number 1. Alright, and coming number 1 is going to be the most OP wonder weapon in my opinion, the Thunder Gun. Now, the Thunder Gun is definitely one of the best wonder weapons to have no matter what round you're on. The reason for this is it can kill an entire train of 24, and it's going to get you out of a sticky situation no matter what. This weapon will just completely blow anything that's in front of it, blow anything in front of it away, and no matter how many zombies there are, as long as you're in medium to short range, it's going to be good. If you're in a sort of medium to far range, it's just going to blow the zombies away and push them to the ground, and they'll get back up. But as long as you're in short range, it's going to immediately get rid of whatever zombies in front of you. So if you're trying to actually hoard them up in a proper strategy, it's good for that. If you're about ready to get cornered, it's good for that. So this weapon is just an all-around good weapon. The one thing that I don't like about this weapon is it does not produce drops. Similar to the wave gun, you're not going to get a max ammo, you're not going to get an insta-kill, you're not going to get a carpenter. This weapon will not produce any of those, and that's the one thing I just don't like about it. And that's the one factor about this weapon that sort of made me consider should this be first or second place, but I eventually decided it should be first place, because no matter what map you're on, this weapon is going to be a perfect weapon for you. It's really hard to go down once you get this weapon, because all you have to do is really just keep shooting at whatever's in front of you, and you're going to be good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm very curious to know what's your guys' top 5 list. So if you guys could, please leave a like and subscribe when you're ready. Peace.